Hello, I am doing an impromptu live stream because I have had a growing number of people ask me about the setup I am using for virtual events. I'm doing during Gerpel and I should mention Gerpel that I'm using during Gerpel and Preen launch. So, for example, this is my I just happen to have a copy of Gerpel and Preen, a Broken Crayon Cosmic Adventure written by Linda Sue Park, illustrated by me, which has launched. It's launched yesterday from Simon Schuster. Anyway, so I'm just doing I'm between events, quickie overview. So I have right now 4 camera views. One is via just my straight camera, I'm pointing to my Logitech camera, webcam, which is on top of my iMac. And I actually have a green screen behind me. You don't really need a green screen, but I use a green screen because that way I can get the floating head effect. For example, my overhead camera. So my overhead camera is a Canon M50, which is suspended on this. I actually have a video where I have links to a lot of equipment I use. But I use a streaming software called eCam Live, ECAMMLIVE, which is Mac only, but it's super easy to use. I signed up for the trial period and I loved it. So now I'm a subscriber, and that is how I get the picture-in-picture effect. So I can actually take my head and move it around, make it larger. I don't want to fool around with it too much because I have a school event within the hour, and I can move around, and I could change. But even if you do not have a green screen, you can change. I should add the little picture-in-picture, so you can make it round. I can have a round thing, so you don't have to have a green screen as long as you have a neat office. I don't have a neat office. But okay, I'm just going to change it back to normal so I don't forget before my next event. But with the green screen, look, and so I can say, look, I'm flying. All right. And you could make it smaller or larger. What did I do? I did something wrong. Okay, I just have to change things before I go back to my school events. Oh, I know I did. So here I'm going to do square because that way it's easy to control. It is. And via eCam Live, I can zoom and pan as well. Okay, so then I can also switch to my second monitor, which I use this for my readings. I have had teachers I know I can always, go to my normal camera and show Gerpel and Preen, but I actually have had teachers tell me that especially for those classes that are e-learning, it's easier for the students who are e-learning via smaller devices to see what's going on if I have okay, wait a second. So for example, this morning or at my school event, I'll be talking about blah, 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 talk. And so the students can see me reading or do my presentation. And if I think I'm in the way, I can move it around. You could have this overlay with more information if you want, or turn it off. I'm going to turn it off for my next school visit. And I have these loaded into Keynote. And so on my second monitor, I am just using my keyboard to go back and forth. Plus, okay, so far I've talked about 3 camera views. There is the Logitech webcam, which is just my face. Then I have my overhead camera view, and I'm superimposing via eCam Live overhead. I also have my second monitor where I can switch to, and if you want, you could switch the picture-in-picture off, but I kind of think it makes it a little bit more personal. And then if you want, you could switch to, I have mine connected to my iPad, so oops, I have to unlock it. So I can actually, if there's a Q&A and the kids ask me, well, can you ever draw on your iPad? And I could say, look, this is what I do. So receive it's all, you can connect it to your iPhone too, I think. But there's all kinds of possibilities. And of course, on my iPad, I also have a PDF just in case something goes wrong. I can always switch to the PDF. And in the worst case, well, not the worst case, if I end up not being able to use Ecamm Live with any platform, I have a flip chart with paper and markers. And I'm happy to use that. But again, I have had teachers say that the overhead view is easier for some students to see. Plus, there's certain kinds of art, like my found object art. You know, if I'm making something out of a, a Lindor wrapper or whatever, that's hard to do if I'm on a flip chart. So that's a quickie overview of my setup for, oh, and also here I could, if I'm doing an impromptu reading, for example, if I'm sad, and with my Canon M50, I can go closer or further, and I have the camera so I can raise it, and I can actually do, oops, and I'm floating a little bit too high here. I can actually, say, oh, I can read it like this. So I find this setup great. There was a learning curve for me because I couldn't figure it out, but if you are doing a search online, I recommend you look for use a search. For me, it was the search terms. What do I use for search terms? So I looked for, if you look for live streaming, overhead, for you illustrators who want overhead. So live streaming, overhead view, and also OBS streaming software, or Ecamm Live if you're a Mac. So I hope this helps some of you, because I'm getting actually quite a few emails from people asking me, because I don't blame you, because it's hard to find the information all in one place, specifically for children's book authors and illustrators. But I'm also getting questions from educators. So I hope this helps, and maybe I can come talk to your school sometime. Bye-bye.